June 14th, 1993. That was the day I finished my last paper, O-level French. I finished my French paper, and on the 15th, somebody was supposed to come pick me up. He came, picked me up, all right. And when he came, I realized it wasn't the usual driver. And so I asked where the other one was, and he said he couldn't come, he's not well. So I sat in the car, and Auntie was in the car. She was in black, but I didn't make any connection, and came home. When we got to Legon, got to Lower Hill, as we pulled up towards the house, I saw the streets lined with cars. So I was joking around about, hey, when I don't know where your party was. And then as we drove, ahead, I realized it was at the house. The concentration was there. We got there, and my brother came out. My oldest brother came, and he's the one who broke the news to me. Now, when he told me, I think I was numbed, which was great. So for a long time, I was very numbed, and I was very strong throughout. I usually I'm not the emotional kind. I used to joke around that I didn't have tear glands. So for a long time, I was able to be strong, go through the whole process, the funeral, etc. So I took it very well. It took a while, and then it hit me. It was one day I was with friends, and then it just hit me, and then I broke down. But it's only when the person passes, then you realize their value, then you realize the lessons you've learned from them. And so you look back with fond memories, you look back with pride to have been associated or to be associated with a man like that.
For me, it is about celebrating somebody who I have worshipped as a child. I was young when he died, but I used to read him consistently. And I believe that he's one of the people who've shaped my worldview about what the media is supposed to do and what it's supposed to achieve.
And every time I pick his work to read, I'm fascinated at how he has such mastery and could piece, the English language together and make so much sense and still say the things he wanted to say in the manner that he said them. I think nobody I have seen or read from is able to do that.
And in preparing for this event, as he sends those old articles to us, I realized the things he spoke about were as relevant back then as they are today. He was a great man, irreplaceable in so many ways. I think that he'll be happy to see that we're able to create new men, great, strong, able to take on the issues of today. But to get a Professor Ansah in the mold and fold in which we got him is almost an impossibility.
Fortunately, he wrote a lot, and so we have the privilege of going through his writings, reading them, and even looking at comparing what he wrote about to what is happening today, and wondering what he would have made of all that is going on in Ghana today, the Galamsey, the Supreme Court actions, everything that is going on in Ghana. I wonder how he would have dealt with social media and all the phenomena of living in the 21st century. So for me, PAVA was a great guy, and a great person, a great Ghanaian, and he lives on in his writings that he left, and we are privileged and grateful to be able to enter his mind, as it were, and see what he was thinking about. Even though he's gone, he's still with us, and we are grateful for that.
Normally, for any country to be successful, you need good writers. You need people who can think outside the box and say things that should be said, whilst other people are scared to say it. Fortunately, through people like Professor Ansah, now we have a free-running democracy, and now we need to improve the system so that the writing could be just as good as the late professor. All I can say is just leave a tribute to people like Professor Ansah, who came in and took journalism to a different level.
In the past, 25 or so years ago, there were people, soldiers and other rulers who were forcing us and telling us what we cannot talk about. Now I know that there are journalists who are afraid. Still, although the fear is supposed to be gone, there are still journalists who are somehow still afraid, and they check themselves before they tackle certain issues because they don't know what the seat of government will say. They don't know what this government official, this minister will say. So there is still that fear. We need to break the back of the fear in the media space. That's what I see for the Paul Ansah Foundation, what it can accomplish. Because the more we talk about the legacy of Paul Ansah, the deeper the message will sink into the national consciousness of this country.
It is the work of this foundation that will help not only to keep alive the memory of the work of Paul Ansah, but also inspire other people to strive to work towards excellence, to find themselves allergic to mediocrity, because these were the principles Paul Ansah lived by. He was a great scholar, a great journalist, and let us say, a great Ghanaian.
And I must say, if private media is to have a standing today, the foundation came from Paul Ansah. He was a perfectionist, and he ensured that journalists did the right thing. I was here when I saw him not only fought governments over trying to gag private journalists, but also teaching journalists of the right behavior to make them the giants of society.